men tell no tales.
If you're a fan of the unknown and have been known to spend hours, days, or even weeks digging around in search of buried treasure, then we advise you to watch this video with caution, because it will almost definitely inspire you to grab your strongest metal detector and head out into the world of discovery. The buried treasures we'll be showing you today are worth millions of dollars and can make one person rich beyond their wildest dreams. Make sure to stick around until the end to hear about the Amber Room, which came with a price tag of $500 million and still exists somewhere around Europe today. It's been 800 years since King John waved goodbye to his treasure, but the world is still determined to hunt it down. Under the Cross Key Bridge in Lincolnshire, England, farmland stretches flat and green and the River Nine lies brown and shallow. The water there runs fast and was responsible for pulling away King John's treasure back in the year 1216. King John wasn't a good king and was running from his enemies at the time when his treasure was lost. When his army tried to cross the mudscapes of the tidal estuary that Britons called the Wash, rising waters caught his baggage train. The wagons and their contents, including the king's treasure, were lost, never to be seen again. The estimated value of the treasure is $70 million and contains crown jewels, silver plates, gold goblets, the sword of Tristram, golden wand with dove, and many, many gold coins. King John's treasure is considered one of the largest treasures in the world, and finding the lost treasure is a surefire way to success. So you can surely understand why so many people dedicate many hours to finding it. Unfortunately, no one's been successful yet, which means that the treasure is likely still out there. The San Miguel shipwreck has become known as the gift that keeps on giving. While some of it has been found, and when we say some, we mean millions of gold coins, lucky divers just keep on discovering more and more elements. The San Miguel was a ship that got lost in the year 1715 off the coast of Colombia as part of a greater fleet of ships that were traveling around the area. We'll give you a bit of backstory here. By 1712 AD, Spain was desperately in need of funds due to the War of Succession. To solve this problem, the Spanish assembled one of the richest treasure fleets, consisting of 5 ships from the Nueva España Mexico fleet and 6 ships of the Tierra Firme mainland fleet. It contains significant amounts of silver, gold, pearls, jewels such as emeralds, and other precious items. When they began their journey, hurricane season struck and a storm destroyed the fleet just 7 days after leaving Cuba. Now let's jump forward to the future. Diver William Bartlett had just started exploring a 300-year-old shipwreck with a metal detector in the waters off of Florida's Atlantic coast when he found the first Spanish gold coin. Then, 1 coin became 2, and 2 became so many he had to stuff them into his diving glove. Over the years, more and more coins are being discovered, but there's plenty left to look for. What's even more valuable than a lost treasure chest or a shipwreck? A lost city. So now we'll tell you about the secret city of Paititi. Paititi is a lost city built by the Inca Empire located somewhere in the rainforest in Peru or southwest Brazil. The only indications we have that this city exists are based upon the recent findings that Mario Paglia, an Italian archaeologist, found. He said that the city was filled with gold, silver, and jewels. Ancient documents revealed a large city of gold located in the middle of a jungle. Local natives over the years have hinted their knowledge of the hidden city, but searching for it is more than a one-man task. In fact, when you look at the treacherous rainforest conditions surrounding the area, it's more than a mini-man job. Many expeditions have taken place and a lot of relics have been found. Much has been documented about the divine sense of quest to discover this magical kingdom. From treasure hunters to archaeologists and explorers, Paititi has remained the subject of lore and tribal legend spread through generations. Treasure doesn't always come in the form of lost coins and special metals. It can also come in other forms, like jewelry. And a perfect example of that, and top of the most wanted list, is the mysterious Patiala necklace. This astonishing necklace was created by the famous House of Cartier after a huge light yellow octahedral crystal was found in the De Beers mine. The gem weighed 428.5 old carats being the pre-1913 non-metric carat, and measured 47.6mm through its longest axis and 38.1mm square. After its display in Paris, the Maharaja of Patiala bought the gem and requested it to be made into a necklace. After 3 years of hard work, the necklace was presented to the Maharaja in 1928. It had 5 rows of platinum chains, adorned with 2,930 diamonds, and was encrusted with Burmese rubies alongside other jewels. But the $125 million necklace sparked worldwide controversy when it mysteriously disappeared from the royal treasury of Patiala in April 1948. In 1982, it reappeared at auction, before vanishing again. Now, some elements of the necklace have been restored, while others are yet to resurface. At the end of the South African Boer War, sometime between 1899 and 1902, President Paul Kruger either requested or personally hid a fortune. Known as the Kruger Millions, this missing treasure is said to consist of hidden gold and coins worth more than $500 million US in today's terms. The amount might be exaggerated, but it might also be the largest undiscovered treasure in the world. The millions were hidden somewhere in the Blyde River area of the province of Mpumalanga in an attempt to keep the treasure from British troops. Almost 100 years later, in 2001, a remote South African town was kept under siege after local Zulu workers claimed they discovered part of the treasure. Town councilors in Ormelo took an oath of secrecy at an emergency meeting, vowing not to disclose the precise whereabouts of the Kruger Millions. Although don't think that they did it for selfish reasons. Instead, Athol Stark, an Ormelo councilor, claimed that the town would keep the secret out of respect. He said that many people had suffered during this period of time, and everyone else owed it to the citizens to keep quiet. The locals might want to keep the secret, but plenty of other people aren't as keen. Because of the rarity and historical value, the coins, bullion, and other wealth could be worth an awful lot on today's collector's market. Discoveries from the past are always interesting with what they teach us about the centuries long gone, but one important piece of treasure could change the way we view an entire country's history. Legend has it that the Mahogany Ship lies beneath the sand in the Armstrong Bay area, approximately 3 to 6 kilometers west of Warrnambool in southwest Victoria, Australia. The earliest recording of this ship was in 1876, and it claimed that the ship had been in the region since the 16th century. If true, the Portuguese were the ones to discover Australia, rather than what history tells us nowadays. However, the ship has never been found, and there's no concrete evidence of its existence. And that's the way some people want to keep it. For more than 28 years, the Portuguese-speaking communities of Victoria have come to the city of Warrnambool to celebrate what they believe to be the discovery of Australia by Portuguese navigators. The Warrnambool Portuguese Cultural Festival is held every 2 years and celebrates the historical ties between Portugal and Australia based on the legend of the mysterious Mahogany Ship. The mayor of Warrnambool, Councillor Robert Anderson, wants to keep the Mahogany Ship buried in the dunes as a matter of secrecy. The Dead Sea Copper Scroll deserves its own movie, in our opinion. This enigmatic mystery is one that will no doubt take hundreds of years to solve, and that's if we ever do find an answer. The Copper Scroll is part of the extraordinary cache of 1st century documents first discovered in caves at Qumran, popularly known as the Dead Sea Scrolls. What makes it interesting is how different this scroll is to the rest of the scrolls that were found. Its author, script, style, language, genre, content, and medium all differ to the other scrolls to such an extent that experts think that the Copper Scroll was put there at a different time. Crucially, it details directions to 64 locations where staggering quantities of treasure could be found. 63 of the locations refer to treasure of gold and silver, which have been estimated to weigh tons. In total, more than 4,600 talents of precious metal are listed on the scroll, making the total haul worth in excess of $1 billion. The Copper Scroll has led to one of the biggest treasure hunts in history, with numerous expeditions setting out to find the valuable hoard. But the problem is that the instructions are so vague, nobody has been able to figure out the route yet. The Flor de la Mar, meaning flower of the sea, is a missing ship that sailed the seas during the early 1500s. Unfortunately, this ship was another that didn't complete its journey and now is thought to rest on the ocean bed. But whereabouts exactly is still unknown. However, don't pass this off as simply another shipwreck, because the Flor de la Mar had a treasure on board worth in the region of $2.6 billion, which means that, to this day, the wreck of the Flor de la Mar lies in wait, ready for a lucky underwater adventurer to disturb its resting place and strike its riches. This ship was carrying a great amount of treasure when it sank, somewhere off the coast of Sumatra, possibly at the northern end of the Strait of Malacca, during its voyage back to Portugal. Don't get us wrong, plenty of people have tried to find this ship, but without any success. Apart from the treasures of Malacca, the Flor de la Mar is said to have been transporting an impressive tribute from the King of Siam to the Portuguese king, as well as other fortunes. The Flor de la Mar left Malacca in November 1511, and probably sank about a month later. You've all heard of Easter egg hunts, but have you ever heard of the $36 million Faberge egg hunt? This exquisite and expensive egg is one of 50 glittering jeweled Easter eggs, painstakingly fashioned by Imperial goldsmith Peter Karl Faberge between 1885 and 1917 for Russian Tsar Alexander III. They were created as gifts for his wife, Empress Maria Fedorovna, and his son, Tsar Nicholas II. Throughout history, most of the eggs have been collected, and 43 of them remain in the safe hands of museums and private collections around the world. However, 7 are still missing, and just 2 are known to have survived the revolution. Hunting down these precious stones is more difficult than you might think, due to the lack of photographic evidence. No one is entirely sure what they look like because no high-quality photos were ever taken. London dealer Wartsky of Mayfair caught sight of some of the eggs and took a grainy photo. The dealer described the finding as, quote, a fine gold egg, richly set with diamonds, Copacan rubies, emeralds, and a large colored diamond at the top and a Copacan sapphire at point. Finding the egg now would be a prize akin to discovering an original Leonardo da Vinci painting, so you better get hunting for any suspiciously expensive looking eggs. It might be easy to understand how many of these items have been lost due to their small size and constant transportation, but you might think it would be slightly harder to lose an entire room, and that's where the Amber Room comes in. This original treasure room was a set of extraordinary wall panels made from purest amber, set in and on golden mirrors. It was designed by Andreas Schluter and constructed at the Charlottenburg Palace in Prussia between 1701 and 1709 by the renowned amber specialist Gottfried Wolfram of the Royal Court of Denmark. The aim was to create a room that was effectively coated with amber and gold. Shortly after the beginning of the German invasion of the Soviet Union in World War II, the curators responsible for removing the art treasures in Leningrad tried to disassemble and remove the amber room. As a result, it was hidden away behind mundane wallpaper, but it was hidden so well that even its owners couldn't find the treasure, worth around $400,000. To this day, other than a vague guess of Poland, Germany, or Russia, no one has a clue where the Amber Room has gotten to. That's all for 10 biggest lost treasures no one has found yet. Will you be marking up your maps and going on a treasure hunt for any of these items? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to like this video, subscribe to The Richest, and join our notification squad. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.